For over a century, this has remained the only conceivable way that human beings could imagine going off the Earth's surface and traveling to the moon, to Mars, or to any place else, mixing some sort of flammable propellant with an oxidizer, igniting the very volatile mixture, and using the enormous amount of thrust to overcome Earth's massive gravity. And really, this was the only practical way, and remains the only practical way to take off, let alone travel from planet to planet. Now, there are alternate methods, as I've talked about recently, one of which, nuclear thermal propulsion, is likely to come into use sometime in the next decade if everything goes well. But still, that involves, as I said before, transporting nuclear reactors into orbit. They tend to be heavy, they tend to be dangerous. Is there another way to accomplish this? Well, yes there is, and this is something that's been theorized and talked about for quite some time, but really doesn't get a hell of a lot of press. It's called laser thermal propulsion, and here's how it works. An Earth-based laser array about 10 meters in diameter and 100 megawatts worth of power. Yes, that's a big laser, but not nearly as powerful as the kinds of lasers that we look at for using with solar sails or laser-powered sails, that sort of thing. And what they do is they deliver heat and power to a spacecraft in cislunar space, where it's focused onto a hydrogen heating chamber, or rather the heat from the laser is, via an inflatable reflector. The hydrogen propellant is then exhausted through a nozzle and realizes specific impulses of 3,000 seconds. Now, as you may have noticed, the Raptor vacuum engine has a specific impulse of about 350 seconds. It might be able to push somewhere in the vicinity of 400 seconds, so we're looking at a specific impulse of almost 10 times of that of chemical rockets. Unbelievable. And another extremely compelling thing about this technology is its reusability. What it does essentially is use about half of its specific impulse to fling the spacecraft on its way to Mars, and then uses its remaining specific impulse to return to cislunar space to be refueled and used again. It's kind of a laser thermal catapult. Now, how does the spacecraft slow down by the time it gets to Mars? Well, we'll deal with that in just a moment. Now, the main reason that you want your laser thermal rocket all the way in cislunar space or in a very high orbit is to allow the laser array to focus on the rocket for a considerable amount of time, heating up the fuel and driving it out the nozzle without a rapid orbit taking the ship out of the field of fire, so to speak, of the laser array.
This is another way, but this is not the light travel
has to focus, and a 10-meter diameter laser array would be able to target something as far away as cislunar space. And as I mentioned before, superheating the fuel by using an inflatable reflector would allow for huge amounts of ISP and a very short transition time, only 45 days or 1/4 of that achievable with chemical rockets. When you have that kind of transition time, that's a shorter time of exposure to cosmic rays, but more importantly, of superheated.
Now that I'm a mom, things are...
is a laser thermal engine.
This is the same thing coming from the other video that I was showing.
Capable of lifting off from the Earth's surface rather than just flying through space. It has a mirrored underside that focuses laser light, creating a plasma of superheated air, which expands and pushes the vehicle upwards. It doesn't even require any fuel. It supplies its own. Now, granted, this is a huge amount of laser energy and a huge amount of heat in order to accomplish this, but this vehicle can achieve a speed of Mach 10 without having to carry any propellant on board. Think about this for a moment. You could have a light craft providing the first stage of a Mars transit vehicle, and then the second stage being the laser thermal system, which would
this is the video, man. I found all the videos I needed.
Require a turbine of some kind in order order to suck in the air in the first place. However, if you do achieve a Mach 10 velocity, that's twice as much delta V as is produced by the first stage of a Falcon 9. That's right, double of what a Falcon 9 is capable of. Now, naturally, once it gets into the upper atmosphere, it starts running out of fuel to use, but once it achieves all of this free delta V, achieving orbit would be a very straightforward thing, especially if the second stage had liquid hydrogen, and at that point you could use the same laser array to continue to power the rocket utilizing laser thermal energy and liquid hydrogen.
These are the UFOs that a lot of
this
people
would be
see.
A way to avoid having to take the rocket all the way out to cislunar space, and would provide a complete and comprehensive system from ground zero all the way to Mars, utilizing the same principle, laser thermal propulsion all the way. There's no other alternate propulsion system that allows for this. Nuclear thermal doesn't do it. No nuclear power system allows for this. Neither does light sails. You have to get those up into orbit first as well. Everything requires chemical rockets in order to get them into orbit, except theoretically for this. On top of that, you could also use something called a plasma retro thruster in order to land the first stage of this vehicle and reuse it again, just like Starship. So there are many advantages to this, making space travel 1,000 times more efficient in theory. And not only that,
they already got this technology
on the ground, as you can see here, if it's applied to tumbling space debris in the appropriate way, can be used to deorbit this debris. This makes a laser array that much more advantageous and really that much more necessary to our long-term success in outer space. We need to deal with this space debris problem, and if we have a system that allows us to get to Mars in 45 days and deorbit most of the large and dangerous pieces of space debris that we can identify in low Earth orbit, where's the losing part of this equation? I don't see it. It's a win-win no matter what. And this is only the beginning. A rocket that can get to Mars in 45 days can get all the way to Jupiter in no more than a year. 40 astronomical units in no more than 5 years, and 125 astronomical units in no more than 10, depending on the mission parameters. This opens up all kinds of opportunities for unmanned probes. Plus, if you have laser arrays all throughout the solar system, it affords us an opportunity to deflect any incoming dangerous asteroids or comets with extremely powerful lasers that could deflect either one with high energy photons. So many advantages to this sort of system. Yes, it would be expensive. Yes, it would be scientifically challenging, but it would open up the entire solar system in a way that few other propulsion systems could. If you like what I have to talk about, if you enjoy this content, please go to the description, look at various ways to support my content, because frankly, in the midst of this current crisis, advertising revenues have dropped off drastically. So there are many ways to keep this content coming, and believe you me, I intend to keep it coming. So until we start to explore new and innovative ways of getting between the planets,
pulses, strips air molecules of their electrons, creating an explosive plasma that propels the craft from below. The laser beam is made up of infrared light. As the beam pulses, it strips air molecules of their electrons, creating an explosive plasma that propels the craft from below.
This is the video right here.
There's a new video this morning that some say may be proof we're not alone in the universe. A UFO in the form of a bright light is seen descending over the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. The video is said to be taken over the weekend. Then suddenly the light shoots up into the sky. There you see it. Another video from a different angle appears to show the light doing the same thing. Those clips have gone viral now.
Now in this section, it's going to show 4 different videos. And this is the reason why it's going to show 4 different videos. Because they know people are finding out the truth. And they don't want that truth to be seen. They want people to see lies. But they don't want the technology to be exposed. That's why when I said in my other video when I was driving about the technology. Now, you're going to see what I'm talking about with the light pulses. See?
That's amazing. Holy shit. Oh, is that cool?
You can almost hardly look at it.
We've seen them in Mississippi like this, but never like
I'm going to play that video again. Talking about Mississippi and all that non-stuff.
That's amazing. Holy shit.
Look.
Oh, is that cool?
You can almost hardly look at it.
We've seen them in Mississippi like this, but never like
The technology is there. It is there. All the stuff, what I've been talking about, you see all this stuff, you know, they don't want people to know the technology. Because the ultimate goal is to try to fool the elect. But we're not going to be fooled. By proof of me showing these videos, it's showing we're not going to be fooled. They have been making these spacecrafts for a long time. Because they're getting the technology from the left-hand side. But you see, the technology that they're getting from the left-hand side is going to expose their flaws. And that is the whole deal of what I'm talking about. They're going to be exposed. I don't know how I'm going to chop up this video. I mean, because I got videos upon videos now. I had to pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to find these videos. So y'all can see it and know exactly what is going on. Oh man, it just truly proves to me, you know, when people say that they're seeing these chariots, you got to be very careful. You might be possibly seeing Edom at work. Not saying the chariots ain't real. As I keep saying, I'm not saying that. Chariots are real. But you need to know Edom is making fake chariots. And since they're making fake chariots, you got to be very mindful of what's going on out here. It needs to be exposed of what's going on out here with Edom.
You can almost hardly look at it.
We've seen them in Mississippi like this, but never like
Yeah, it's out there.
Booga. This one here is the sphere of Booga. Is it truly an out-of-this-world object?
That's American
It might be
technology.
Here in Booga, Colombia, something extraordinary.
That's American
happened.
technology
A
right there,
UFO
man.
was
That's all that
captured, and I
is.
traveled to investigate.
And nothing but
in
American
person.
technology
You left
right
me
there.
alone.
The levitating spheres are no longer a topic for ufologists and conspiracy theorists.
That's
It's a
American
real issue.
technology
What the
right
hell?
there.
And it's not a balloon.
Such is the case that Congresses in many countries are debating about who owns them and the danger they generate when flying over.
That's the
military
black program.
installations or near aircraft. With the
Ain't nothing but
possible
the black
risk of collision
program,
that
man.
this entails. Well, precisely one
ain't
of
nothing but the
best
black
reporters
program.
so far,
That
made,
black program
moreover,
right there.
by
That's
several
all black
different
program.
people, ended up landing and subsequently being rescued by one of the two people who witnessed it. From there, it has passed through various hands with equally incredible information.
That's nothing but the black
from weighing
program.
almost nothing at the time of rescue to now weighing
Nothing but the
10
black
kilos,
program.
which was capable of evaporating water without even being hot, or even that its material is harder than the NASA satellites. But now we must make a big parenthesis.
Because
there are
Yahweh Bashem
rational
Yahweh
people
Shai
who seek evidence
is not
and
just
listen
going to do that.
arguments. And on the other
He's
hand,
gonna
there
put
are
it in the
those
mind
who only
of
repeat
Edom.
what others have said. And don't
That's
think for
Edom.
themselves.
They
Let's
always
see, Martin,
say
why do you say
back
The issue is
engineering
that the fear of
technology.
coming to the hands
They
of
always
Kenny
say
Martin, a
that.
historic
Back
journalist
engineering
who is
technology.
already known
Back
worldwide
engineering
for the famous
technology.
Nazi
They always say
bombing.
that.
And well,
Oh,
it was in
we
that
got it
moment
from
when many
aliens.
people started
It's the
criticizing
perfect
the seriousness of
disguise.
this investigation,
Oh,
claiming
well,
that the
we
money
didn't make
was
it.
highly
It
proven
came
to
from
be all a
aliens.
lie. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, friends.
It's
that
back
perhaps you haven't
engineering
been informed
technology.
correctly, as I have
Come
personally
on,
gone to
man.
Peru to investigate them with
There ain't no
scientists.
back engineering
Some of them are
technology.
world-renowned and not those who
It's
give their
technology
opinions
that
behind
y'all
their
got from the left.
Plus, on that
That
trip, I
Yahweh
participated
Bashem
in a
Yahweh
hearing
Shai
of the
gave
Congress
to
of
y'all.
Peru, where all the
That's all it
campaigns can be
is.
seen, including the one
That's
at
all it
Guadalupe.
is.
The main and almost only
But it's
reference used by
imperfect
science channels
technology.
to debunk the authenticity of these
Because the
models.
real
If you are one of those
chariots
people, I
are
recommend that you
nothing
watch the
like
video
what
before
Edom got.
commenting on something you might regret later.
They way
You're there
better.
subscribe because Martine is so into these
Way,
topics.
way
Closing the
better.
parenthesis, I decided to pack my
But
bags
this
to
to
go
show
investigate
you
again. In this way, everyone can
how
have their own
Edom got
opinion.
that
So in
technology.
this video, you're going to live the
And people
experience
need
of
to
seeing
know
the
that.
sphere. I even brought toys to see what we can find. And we're also going
All
to see
this
this awesome theory on how it could
TR3B and
actually
all this
fly
stuff
and
like
how they
that.
test it out. Watch
Yeah.
out, it's something that already exists in nature. We are going to evaluate
It
the
all came
possibilities of
from
this
it
being
all
a hoax and
it
discover
all came
something
from
incredible.
the United
And
States
this
military.
investigation involves the largest and most famous
They
university
don't
in
want
Mexico,
people to
UNAM.
know that.
They have discovered that this sphere is much more than we expected. So I came to
Hold on,
Mexico
let me
to
try to look
discover
up
the
nightcap.
truth.
About
I can't
nightcap.
believe it. I feel like Indiana Jones.
Look at all this nonsense. This shit been going on for a long time, man. Look at that. Revised edition. You got if you're gonna go down this rabbit hole, you gotta go deep down this rabbit hole, man. You can't just be playing with it. You gotta go deep down this joint. We're not gonna play with them. We're gonna go deep down it. Yeah. Oh, they saying chariots and stuff. Man, these people been making chariots for a long time. For a very, very long time. They're not stupid. They don't go back to Hitler and all that stuff, man. With the Tic Tac and stuff. Yeah. They've been making this stuff for years. I even found on Independence Day that when they showed that first the mothership above America and stuff, how it's shaped and they got that elongated stuff that's in the front. Man, that was the actual ship that they were trying to build. Excuse me. These people have been making these UFOs, these spaceships for years. Look, this is all bullshit. What is majestic? My spelling ain't good. Let me pause. Look at all this bullshit. Look, UFO, reasons to believe. Project Bluebeam, Majestic 12. Yeah, we know what the majestic 12. The 12 represents the 12 tribes of Israel. Yeah. They've been on this shit for a long time. You gotta open your eyes, man. You gotta connect the dots. These fools been making these UFOs for a long time. Look at this shit. History Channel. All this shit. They've been making this shit for years. All the way going back to 1913. They've been making this shit. All this bullshit saying alien enters bedroom and all this other bullshit. Yeah. And UFO hearing and shit like that. Yeah. I hopped on one of their forums exposing them, and they made a video right after it. Because they knew. They're like, fuck, this motherfucker came out here and fucking exposed us and shit. Yeah. Y'all been out here doing this shit for a long time. Y'all been out here making these fake chariots, man. For a long time. Because they got to use them. Look at this. More bullshit. Obama, I can neither confirm or deny bullshit that he said to Will Smith. Matter of fact, let's click on this bullshit. I might use this video.
Does former President Barack Obama know about UFOs?
When it comes to aliens, there's some things I just can't tell you.
Bullshit. It's bullshit.
He was asked about the UFO frenzy in the wake of that explosive 60-minute story on Navy pilots who've seen things they just can't explain.
It's rotating. My God. We're all going against the wind. Look at that thing, dude.
Obama revealed to James Corden he was eager to find out about real close encounters when he became president.
Truth is that when I came into office, I asked. Right, I was like, all right, is there the lab somewhere where
man, he lying, man. He lying.
We're keeping the alien specimens in spaceship, they did a little bit of research and.
He lying, just like Hillary Clinton lying. They all lying. Yeah.
We had your husband.
I chose Wix for my business because
Clinton on this show. He said I asked him about UFOs in Area 51, and if you looked in, because if I was president, that's the first thing I do. I go right into those files and see what was going on.
Right.
And he said that he did do that.
Yes.
And that he didn't find anything.
Well, I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, why not?
Right? And there's a new name. It's unexplained aerial phenomenon.
Yeah, when y'all niggas making it.
Unexplained aerial phenomenon, really?
Yep, UAP. That's the latest nomenclature.
I like the old one. I like UFO. I don't know why.
Well, I think we can use them interchangeably. But I would
Look at
like
the date.
us to go into those files and
remember,
hopefully make as much of that public as possible.
She also ran against Donald Trump.
There's nothing there.
If Donald Trump felt she was crazy talking about UFOs, how come he didn't bring it out?
We ought to share it with the public.
And say that she's crazy.
Hopped up on medical marijuana and everybody gets paranoid.
See? They're talking about smoking them doobies.
If you share it with me, I'll decide what is the best course of action. I really have my ear to the ground.
Well, I'm more
Don't play with me.
Do you love clicking buttons and subscribing to things? Then click the button to subscribe to my channel, and you'll finally be happy.
Now look at this. Look at this. Man, y'all gonna stop playing with me, man. Because when I bring it out, I'm going to bring it out. Trump says he doesn't particularly believe in UFOs. 6 years ago. Now, mind you, when Trump was running for presidency, he was running against Hillary Clinton. And if he thought he was using everything he can to say Hillary Clinton don't know nothing, that she's dumb, she's stupid. He would have said, look at her. She believes in aliens. She's crazy. Don't vote her in. But he didn't never say that. He never said that. Look at this. And then look at this one.
George also asked President
Another
Trump
one.
about reports of UFO sightings, and the president for the first time spoke about being briefed on this subject.
You and I, we know we disagree about that, but we have a whole day ahead to go on this. Before we go, one of the things you have as president is the access to all the information in the world, all the mysteries out there. And I was just struck in the last couple of weeks, we're reading more and more reports of Navy pilots seeing lots and lots of UFOs. Have you been briefed on that? What do you make of it?
I think it's probably... I want them to think whatever they think. They do say, I mean, I've seen and I've read and I've heard, and I did have one very brief meeting on it, but people are saying they're seeing UFOs. Do I believe it? Not particularly.
Do you think you'd know if there were evidence of extraterrestrials?
Well, I think our great pilots would know. And some of them really see things that are a little bit different than in the past. So we're
This is the sin that goes through and throughout the earth.
I want to be the first to know.
Hi
This
everyone,
is
George
the sin.
Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the
It goes
ABC
through
News YouTube channel.
and throughout the earth.
Finally tonight, while most questions at Tuesday's White House press briefing focused on the Republican tax plan, things took an otherworldly turn at one
They
point.
made these things, man.
Several news reports disclose the existence of a
They
secret
made them.
Pentagon program that was
People need to
researching
wake up and
UFOs
smell the coffee,
coming
man.
out for that
They
in
made these
2012.
things, man.
Does the president believe in the existence of UFOs? And would
For
he be
one
interested in
reason,
restoring
to
funding
deceive
for that
people.
program?
Somehow that question hasn't come up in our back and forth over the last couple days, but I will check into that and be happy to circle back.
They made these things, man.
Is the government finally coming clean about what it knows about UFOs? There's a new report by the Federal Aviation...
This is all from the Black Project, man. The Black Project. They made these things, man.
...to an Air Force fighter jet during...
Y'all think y'all seeing chariots, man. Y'all are straight up seeing stuff made from the United States government. All these videos prove what I'm saying. No one can say, oh, man, you talking crazy and this and that. Man, they made these things, man.
They have
They made
anti-gravity
them.
technology. Look at this.
Our passenger planes are slower than they used to be. Our trains crawl compared to those in other parts of the world. Our cars do not fly. We are capable of so much more. Our technologies permit us to manipulate time and space.
Manipulate time and space? Oh my gosh, I'm surprised that hasn't been a bigger story. So why is the...
On the topic of the drones slash UFOs slash stars slash planets, on the topic of the drones slash UFOs slash stars slash planets that have been confusing people in the sky, Trump ominously saying something strange is going on here.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it...
America has made them.
Do they?
China has made them.
don't want to comment.
And most definitely Russia has made them. Hold on, I'm going to show that.
1,500 Nazi scientists after World War II. Did you know the U.S. secretly recruited over 1,600 Nazi scientists after World War II? This covert operation, known as Operation Paperclip, aimed to harness German expertise for American advantage during the Cold War. Scientists like Wernher von Braun, who later pioneered NASA's rocket program. Did you know the U.S. secretly recruited over 1,600 Nazi scientists after World War II? This covert operation, known as Operation Paperclip, aimed to harness German expertise for American advantage during the Cold War. Scientists like Wernher von Braun, who later pioneered NASA's rocket program, were brought to the U.S. despite their controversial pasts. This mission, shrouded in secrecy, was crucial in advancing American technology and space exploration. It was a morally complex decision, balancing the war crimes of these individuals against their potential contributions
And some of those people
to
went to
science
Russia.
and national security. Operation Paperclip remains a fascinating chapter in history, blending intrigue, ethics,
Now, this
and
is true.
innovation. Did you know the U.S. secretly
Unsealed all this bunch of bullshit. They don't want people to know that these people over there with Hitler actually figured out a way to make propulsion not using gas, but using light, magnetism, and static electricity. Oh, it gets too real, man. It gets too real. If you go down the rabbit's hole, man, you're gonna see. It's real. They came up with the technology because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, they gave it to them through the left. And if when you go into the real society, they was using women and using ways to satanic type of ways to figure out how to make these saucers. They was doing all that to learn this way. If you watch the movie Valkyrie with Tom Cruise, you watch that movie, you will hear how they were saying how, hey, they want to take their technology to another power because United States and Russia, I mean, this is history. They invaded Germany. And Germany took some of them scientists, and United States took some of them scientists. So Russia is very aware of the technology that the United States have. And Russia has the technology as well. And the United States. And they both don't want to disclose it because, you know, the powers that be are like, yo, we got to make this one world government. This is way beyond Putin. Way beyond Putin. They know. This is the sin that goes throughout the earth. The sin of the lie of this technology. They don't want people to know that they have this technology. This technology is very real. And they're going to use this technology. They're going to use it. And they have been using it. But the thing is, they're going to use it for their agenda. And they think they're going to get away. But when Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai comes with his technology, it's going to be way surpassed the technology that they think they got. And they're going to think, well, we got lasers, we got beams, we got UFOs that can fly at 15,000 miles per hour. Ain't no one can touch us. But when they see Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that's when they're going to know, damn, their technology is way surpassed our technology. So I'm just only putting it out there for the brothers and sisters so they know. I'm just saying, most likely, most of these sightings y'all seeing are coming from Edom. When Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai shows himself, trust and believe. It's going to be way surpassed these ships that you see flying at speeds that's so fast it's unreal. It's going to be way beyond that. Not taking away of what Edom got. Edom got some stuff up their sleeve too. They can, if you look at the Philadelphia experiment, and one of the elders was talking about that, I'm very aware of that experiment. You know? And if you, like how I said, you got to have a background of electricity to understand this stuff. I mean, glass and porcelain is electrical non-conductor. That means electricity cannot pass through it. But with the right metals, it will. And that's like teleportation. Look at the movie The Fly. How he was able to transport from one location to the other. And go to one other side. That's like Beam Me Up Scotty. You know? So, that stuff can be done. And I'm bringing it up real quick. You know? This is old stuff, but because I like my stuff to be authentic. what is this machine? The machine. Because I never want someone to think that I'm trying to make something up. Because with this technology that's out there, it's so bad that they will misconstrue stuff. Let me pause the video